Stephen, a 2-1 victory against Portadown on Saturday. That's 6 games unbeaten in the league, 8 overall. You must be delighted with the run the team is presently on.
Of course, we're not losing games of football, so any manager who doesn't lose games of football will be happy with the direction the team's going in,
What pleased you most about Saturday's performance?
I think how we controlled probably large elements of the game. Derby games can be fast and furious, but I thought our level of composure, our level of anticipation in the game was of a high level, and I just felt that's probably what made us, for me anyway, in my opinion, the better side over the course of the 90 minutes, and I think the victory was well deserved.
Why do you think we looked the more hungry team on Saturday? That was my impression watching the game.
Well, as I say, the two words I used was composure and anticipation. I think you're hungry for every game. I don't think there's a bunch of players that go out onto the pitch, that had more hunger than the other. I just think the composure we showed probably, and the anticipation of how the opposition were going to play and how we counteracted that. I think once we got them two components right, that probably then makes it look like we're a hungrier team. So I think it's probably down to how we conducted ourselves, in them two parts of the game. And as I say, them two components for me were huge.
How big a setback was it to concede late in the first half?
Yeah, look, it was against the run of play. A very avoidable goal, Look, young Harry Lynch has been superb for us. He just had a wee bit of an off day. I'm saying that he actually wasn't overly, he wasn't overly bad within his performance. Just things that he's a bit naturally good at. Just weren't clicking for him on the day, and I suppose the goal comes from his area where, he jumps in when it should be a really, really simple interception. And they go, obviously. But we need to do it better. We need to defend the cross inside our 6-yard box. We need to defend that better. But listen, arguably, the goal scorer should have been sent off. He got away with 5 fouls, and they were getting ready to take him off. So, that was disappointing. But here, listen, we got on with it. We bounced back.
What did you say to the players at half time?
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep playing the way you were playing, because we felt, obviously, with the conditions, we were playing into that extremely strong wind first half, and controlled the game and get into some good areas. So the message was the same for the second half. Keep doing what you've been doing. Obviously, don't concede another goal, and we will very much turn this around. So they were the words of wisdom, and listen, the players believed in the performance at half time. They knew they'd done very well in the first half, albeit we were 1-0 behind. So I think they knew themselves that we continue in the same way, that the quality overall would come out on top, and that proved to be the case.
And what tactical changes did you make at half time?
Well, we just took Harry out, and we moved Reece back into a more natural position. Reece had done very well against Glenavon there, and we just felt it was good maybe to start Reece in that higher position to see if we could get a foothold into the game. But like as I said, with the conditions in the first half, it was extremely difficult to get up the pitch, and we done it actually quite well. So obviously, with the decision to take Harry out at half time, we felt the way the game had gone up until half time, we were certainly a team with more control. So we thought bringing on Wardy would give us even more control. So that was our decision. As I say, you're ultimately taking out a defensive-minded player to add in a real attack-minded player. So that shifts kind of the balance of the team to a more attacking mindset, and obviously that proves the case as Keith Ward, assists Jack for the equaliser, which was a great little touch on second view, and it's even better. So, it pays off, and then obviously we make a couple more, putting Christopher Atherton on. We went for a winger over a central midfield player, so that's another attacking move. And then obviously we went for an attacking midfield player in Jamie Doran for Jack, and obviously Michael, a centre forward for Peter Campbell. So all our substitutions were extremely attacking, and obviously, they all had a major part in the game, and a massive part of the result.
Being perhaps slightly critical, were you disappointed perhaps with the quality of our crosses and the fact that we perhaps didn't work their goalkeeper as much as you might have liked?
No, I think I was happy enough. Like, the equaliser comes from a cross, and the second goal is a cross that's defended and then goes back out, and we retreat it and we get the shot off, and then we come alive again. So no, absolutely not. No, I don't think there was any issue with that.
And the two goal scorers, Jack Malone and David McDade, do you have anything to say about their contributions beyond the goals?
Yeah, well, look, obviously Jack got man of the match on the day. I thought he was very workmanlike, worked really, really hard for the team, turned over a lot of second balls in the middle of the park, and then obviously, as we all know, with Jack's ability, he had a major influence in terms of his ability to pass the ball and make good decisions. So, and even early in the second half, he has a great, a good opportunity from distance. It just misses the post by 3 or 4 yards. So, and then obviously he was right place, right time for the setback from Wardy, and he picks a nice area, and it's a great finish. So, no, Jack was highly influential, and obviously come off towards the end as he was extremely fatigued and tired, but Jack obviously missed a number of weeks with that ankle injury, so he's still getting up to scratch. And then Davy, I thought Davy was, for me, Davy McDade was certainly my man of the match. I thought his all-round performance and contribution was of a high level, and his goal, again, that's what we signed Davy for, to be in them areas, and that's two winners inside a week for Davy. He wins us the League Cup tie in the 88th minute, and he wins us the Derby Day 3 points in the 90th minute. So, delighted for Davy, because Davy had an extremely tough season last season at Coleraine, and it didn't quite work out, returning to one of his previous clubs for a second stint. So he certainly, I think he's benefiting from a new lease of life and a new message, and obviously a new role within our team as a senior player. And for me, has real leadership quality, and he's without holding the armband, he's certainly captain material. And listen, I'm delighted for Davey, because he's a hell of a fella.
And the fact that we came from behind to win the game, does that say anything about the spirit in the dressing room, etc. at the moment?
Yeah, I think it defines the character of the group. I think, when you go back to where this little mini run has started, it was coming back from behind against Loughgall, in a game that we probably should have been out of sight before they scored, and we had the ability to bounce back twice in that game. So, we've proven already that we can come back from losing positions, and as I say, we certainly felt that we kept playing the same way on Saturday, that we would win the game, and we full belief in that. So but it's really pleasing. But I think it defines the group of the group of players and the character that we have. That I think the last number of weeks, people are really starting to see a true reflection of what we all want to come and enjoy, and I think it's been appreciated. And we've pulled ourselves back into the mix in terms of the league table. It's so very tight, and we have full belief in the group of players. We think we've got absolute quality and more than a match for every team in this league. So, I think the players are gaining more confidence as week goes on. We've so much more to offer, but we know that will come. But I resilience and, work ethic and team spirit. That's been the most pleasing factor whether it's been wins or draws in the last wee while. I think that's been very evident, and I think for us that's probably the most pleasing factor, because as long as that stays intact, we know we'll be very much in games of football. We'll never be out of sight.
And obviously there was a big Glenavon support at the match. How pleasing is it to be able to send them home happy after the game?
Yeah, I think that's our responsibility at times, especially on derby days. It's important to give them the bragging rights, over the big enemy. So, we left the derby game behind last season. So obviously we knew we had to try and turn that back around, and obviously we wanted to get our first home victory in the league this season. We drew the last three after losing the first two at home, Bloomfield and Cliftonville. So as I say, we wanted to get that part right as well. So there was a lot hinging on the game, and it just so happened that it was against Portadown. So listen, it was brilliant to send them home, and the backing was really, really positive, and I enjoyed it. The players enjoyed it, but as I say, we give them something to shout about. So we want to make Mourneview Park a fortress, and it's like the early defeats, the early two defeats we've gone unbeaten to date. So long may that continue.
So Portadown returned to Mourneview on Tuesday night. What are your thoughts ahead of that game?
Yeah, look, obviously we want to keep this run going. This is now our fourth game inside 10 days, so I would expect a full reshuffle of the group. We'll be calling on a lot of our younger players from our academy to step up, and we'll be obviously giving other senior players some much needed minutes. And it's a huge game. It's a chance to get to the semi-final of the Mid-Ulster Cup, albeit it's not the most prestigious competition. And I suppose financially and stuff like that, you don't gain a huge pile from it. But it's another game of football. It's another chance to win. It's another chance to get another positive result, and it's a chance for players to go and stake a claim in the team, because as we've shown already this season, it's kind of been horses for courses, and there's been a lot of change, and players have done well. Even we're sitting on the bench the weekend. Players have done well in recent weeks, that is. So it's always important to leave a good message as a player in the coaching staff's mind, and we would certainly expect players to come in with the right attitude and want to go and win. At the end of the day, it's another derby game, and there'll be a good crowd, I would imagine, and it's a cup. And look, come here, if we can get the win, brilliant. But for us, it's about getting minutes into certain players and getting a look at our production line of our academy prospects and seeing where we can go on the evening.
Are you suggesting there'll be major changes to the starting 11?
I would say, bar maybe one, potentially two, it'll be a complete change in the 11.
Okay. Thanks very much, Stephen.